I'm Julie Christensen, and I'm running for City Clerk for the City of Keewatin in the November 6th election. I was City Clerk in the past for the City of Keewatin for 18 years and thoroughly enjoyed serving the residents of Keewatin. I value community service and cherish the opportunity to address the issues that face our town. Keewatin is my hometown, and I think it is important to work hard for and support the place that you choose to plant your roots. The City Clerk sits as a voting member of the council, and I believe it's the council's role to represent the will of the citizens. Our job is to listen, be thoughtful, and follow a process with integrity and make decisions on facts that represent the best interests of the citizens. I'm a fourth-generation Keewatin resident. I attended Nashua Keewatin schools and then Hibbing Technical College for Sales and Business Management. While working for the Keewatin Community Development Corporation, I was able to help local businesses with low-interest loans and write grants for the city. Working as a volunteer for the city was truly a rewarding experience for me and my family. Generations of residents volunteering helped make Keewatin the city it is today. Currently, I am the Health Information Coordinator at Fairview Range and have enjoyed this position for 19 years. In my career, I've achieved many things, but raising my daughter here in this small community is my greatest achievement. I would like to focus on our youth, which has always been a priority for me. Increasing the recreational activities for our children will be my goal, as well as helping and supporting the council with funding for the pond system project. I've been the city clerk before. I placed a lot of importance on people being able to come to their elected officials who are available to have conversations with them, to feel respected and heard. I would like to encourage everyone to vote on November 6th, and I would appreciate your support. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sue Ziggy. I'm running for re-election of the District 318 School Board. At the end of this year, I will have completed over 15 years of service as a board member for this district, although not consecutively. Experience is a major strength I have to offer for this position. I've always had a passion for education, and I entered the teaching profession after graduation from college. My first teaching job was with the St. Louis public school system in Missouri, where I taught both 6th and 7th grades. I was employed as a part-time teacher for 3 years for District 318 for the Middle Area Learning Center. In addition, I taught 1 semester at Northland High School in Reamer as an EBD teacher. I served twice as a long-term substitute for District 316, and I know that I've been substitute teacher for over 20 years. Being in a classroom as a substitute teacher gives me a first-hand look at what is going on in our schools, and this enables me to make solid decisions as a board member. In my opinion, it has always been an honor to give back to this community by being involved. My husband and I have been residents here for over 44 years. In addition to my service on the board, I was also a member of the Grand Rapids City Council from 2000 to 2007, including being the mayor from 2002 to 2007. My husband, Bill, is a Lutheran pastor, currently serving as full-time pastor at First Evangelical Lutheran in Grand Rapids. Previously, he served 40 years at Our Redeemer Lutheran Church in Cohasset. I've been actively involved in Bible studies, leadership, teaching, and music ministry in my role as a pastor's wife. My husband and I have 5 children who range in age from 37 to 46, all of whom are married and who have been blessed us with 12 grandchildren ranging in age from 7 to 23. All of our children received an excellent education from District 318 from K through 12. One of the biggest reasons that I enjoy serving on the board is to give back to this district, as it has prepared our children to be successful in life. We also have a foster daughter who was a former student of mine, and she had no place to live. So we brought her home at the age of 15 to become a part of our family. She is also married with children, and she lives in Texas. Leadership training has come to me through the Blandon Leadership Program and also through numerous conferences and workshops that I have attended as a school board member, as well as my past experience on the District 318 School Board and Grand Rapids City Council. I have put those abilities to work by serving on the Bridges Mentoring Board in the past. Currently, I serve on the Grand Rapids Library Board, Grand Rapids Planning Commission, and I'm on the board for the Boys Girls Club. I also worked as a grant writer for Elder Circle for 3 years. Things have changed greatly from when I was first elected as a school board member, and I can truly say these past years have been some of the most challenging and yet rewarding years that I've yet experienced. I'm not afraid to do my homework, and I find I'm able to make tough decisions when needed in regards to the welfare of our district, particularly where it affects our students. The needs of our district are many, and I'm truly thankful to the voters for their support of the bond referendum to build much-needed schools. There are many issues our students come to school with. These include poverty, disruption of the family structure, mental illness, etc. Much of our budget continues to grow in meeting these needs. It's also important to meet the needs of all of our students, not just those who will go on to a four-year college, but for those who may enter the service, workforce, or attend a junior college or trade school. This is something that our district continually strives to meet by offering the best possible curriculum for our students, and it's of utmost importance to me. We've been blessed with awesome students, teachers, and support staff, and I appreciate the support of our superintendent and the way that our board interacts as a unit to do the very best job we can to make our district a positive experience and example, not just for our students and staff, but also to turn out students who will make a positive impact on our community for many years to come. We have a strong board. I hope you will study the candidates and determine who will make good school board members. My experience, passion for education, teaching background, and being fiscally responsible are qualities I possess to hopefully continue in this position. You, the voters, have a responsibility and a privilege to vote on November 6th. I encourage you to cast your ballots on that day. Thank you to ICTV for allowing me to make this statement.
Hello, I'm David Marty. I'm a candidate for ISD 318 School Board serving Big Fork and Grand Rapids. And in seeking this position, I believe I bring some important experience and background to the table, including over 30 years of public administration and nonprofit leadership throughout the region and all that that entails, board management, budgets, and so forth. I also have recognition as a statewide nonprofit leader, an officer, and an effective advocate with the Minnesota Council of Nonprofits, the Minnesota Citizens for the Arts, Minnesota Presenters Network, and others. I've been very active as a local leader as well. I completed the Blandon Leadership Training Program. I've served as an officer on the boards of Grand Rapids Area Community Foundation, the Grand Rapids Area Chamber of Commerce, where I was named Volunteer of the Year, the Grand Rapids Arts and Culture Commission, Centennial Rotary Club, where I was 3 times president, Visit Grand Rapids, the Itasca Community College Foundation, among others. I recently retired from a very full-time job at the Rife Performing Arts Center, and I now have the time and passion and interest to give back to my community to the extent that I can. What does that mean? What will David Marty stand for if elected? In one sentence, I'm committed to using our school's resources to provide a safe, secure, creative, and supportive environment to encourage all of our students to realize their highest potential. Now that's a pretty lofty promise, and there are many considerations that go into that. There are a lot of outside factors beyond our control, including new provisions in the Every Student Succeeds Act, ESSA, which is the follow-up legislation to the No Child Left Behind. There are proposed changes from the Department of Education in how title funds can be used by our local schools. One major factor that will continue to be very important is the per-pupil funding from the state of Minnesota. But there are some internal factors over which we as a school have additional control. That includes things like class sizes and attendance patterns. It includes test scores, over which is just one mark of student success. Having a vibrant extracurricular community with opportunities for children and students to participate outside of the regular school day. Bringing safe and secure buildings and campuses to the world. Respect for diverse student backgrounds. Vigorous special education and reading support programs to provide a safety net for students who may need additional help to get across the finish line. Again, I'm committed to using our school's resources to provide a safe, secure, creative, and supportive environment to encourage all students to realize their highest potential. I commit to be a good member to researching issues that come before the board, to becoming fully informed on these issues, to getting broad public input, and to personally visiting each of the ISD 318 venues on a regular basis. I intend to be open for input. I am David Marty. I'm a candidate for ISD 318 School Board, Big Fork and Grand Rapids, and I would appreciate your support.
Hello, my name is Bernard Hillman. I live in Cohasset with my wife, Paula, and my two boys, Hunter, age 15, and Hudson, age 12. I have worked for the city of Cohasset for 22 and a half years and have been a member of the Cohasset Fire and Rescue for 22 years. I am originally from Waskish and graduated from a small K-12 school. I would like to share some of the reasons that I have chosen to run for ISD 318 School Board. First, I look forward to the opportunity to work with the other school board members and educators to help provide the tools necessary so that our greatest resource, the students, can flourish. There are many individuals from teachers, support staff, maintenance, workers, bus drivers, and coaches that interact with the students on a daily basis that accomplish that by providing them with a positive and safe learning environment. This is important to me as a parent having children attending Grand Rapids High School and RJEMS. I would like to help work through the building of the new facilities that the residents of the district have graciously approved, while being mindful of the approved referendum. I realize that this sometimes is not an easy task, but as a board member, I would be cautious of the levy while keeping the community on the forefront regarding discussions about the new facilities. There are committees working hard to determine the needs, and they are bringing recommendations each of the new school facilities to the board. I feel that it is important for the board to be well informed as well as keeping the community on the forefront. If elected, I will strive to motivate, dedicated, approachable, present, and open-minded so that I can best serve the students and residents of ISD 318.
Hello, my name is Cal Sari, and I'm a candidate for the office of mayor in the city of Nashwauk this fall. My wife Barbara and I have been residents of the city of Nashwauk since 1991. This past January, I was appointed to a position on the city council, and this has been an exciting experience for me and has motivated my desire to do even more for my community. After receiving numerous phone calls from citizens this past few months encouraged me to seek the office of mayor, I knew that perhaps I could do more for my community in a position of leadership. I have seen and experienced that we have a diversity of interest on the current city council, and I have extensive background in government and in leadership positions, and I feel I can be a leader in forming a coalition to make an effective city council. I have a very successful record of leadership. I've always been a consensus builder and will use that leadership background to lead our city council as we work together to revitalize our community through economic growth and community development and continue those important public services that we all enjoy thanks to the dedication and commitment of our current staff. I retired from a 40-year career in the field of corrections in 2003, where I served as a district supervisor for the Arrowhead Regional Corrections. During my career, I had extensive experience working with the Minnesota legislature on many and various issues, served 12 years as a school board member, served on a housing and redevelopment board, a library board, and even led a special education board for a period of 8 years. I was a primary advocate in the formation of the law enforcement program at the Hibbing Community College, which was formed in 1974, of which I still continue to chair their advisory board. I led the Nashwauk Police Commission for 10 years and previously chaired the Itasca County Jail Task Force. In addition to being on the City Council at the present time, I currently serve as a vice chair of the East Itasca Joint Sewer Board, which is currently entering into a major wastewater project, a cooperative effort between the cities of Nashwauk, Keewatin, and the townships of Lone Pine and Greenway. I also serve on the Arrowhead Regional Development Commission and therefore am in an excellent position to advocate for grants and funding for local needs. I am now completing my first full 4-year term on the Itasca Soil and Water Conservation Board, where I currently serve as treasurer and as a member of their personnel committee. Since retiring in 2003, I have been a government consultant and lobbyist at the Minnesota Legislature, where I currently do all the major legislative work for the Minnesota Corrections Association, the City of Deer River, and Arrowhead Regional Corrections, and I've done extensive government work for other public entities, including several years in working on public employee pensions. I'm active in the Minnesota League of Cities, and I serve on the Western Mesabi Mine Planning Board. I have a proven record of leadership, a team leader, a dedicated person, and committed to making our community a better place. Let me share with you a little bit about my agenda and goals as mayor. First, I would be a true advocate for our community and to provide the leadership to our diversified council to reach resolution to issues and projects brought before us. I will advocate for better transparency in government and keep our citizens informed of our progress. We've got to find solutions to our problems and our tasks and not leave them open in limbo. A top priority for me is a community center and to meet the needs of all of our residents. We have waited long enough. I'd like us as a council to annually update our comprehensive plan, which is a 5-year plan, but to review it annually and commit to making specific priorities. I will devote my energies to seeking more incentives for economic development and community restoration. We will do these things by working with a budget that is efficient and cost-effective, always keeping in mind the fiscal burden on taxpayers. I'm truly excited about the future of the city of Nashwauk, and I really want to do my share in improving the community as a whole. I want to use my broad, diversified experiences to work for the betterment of our city, and I will solicit your support for mayor in the city of Nashwauk in the November 6th elections. Thank you for your consideration.
My name is Brenda Manti. I am currently running for the position Mayor of Nashwauk. I have called Nashwauk my home for over 22 years with my husband Andy, where we raised our 2 sons, Alex and Jeff. Now that my children are grown, I'd like to be more involved with the community. I feel that being a Nashwauk resident for many years, my work experience would benefit the community. I am currently a business owner, which the company has had many success stories over the years. Making our area desired for current residents and new, I believe my background would help in this area. The subjects that I support are keeping the traditions of the town alive, old and new, prioritizing street repairs, utility upgrades, including internet, holding a responsible budget, and finding sources to obtain these upgrades. Being transparent in the decision-making with the council, engaging citizens, supporting local businesses along with welcoming new businesses. A community center where the lights are on more than off. Also, the walking trails to the existing addition and to the new Osage addition to keep residents safe. Mesabi Metallics and the building of taconite plant on the Butler Mine property create jobs, which will then become permanent jobs in the future. I also support exploring senior housing opportunities. I would appreciate your support, and I will be having a meet and greet in Nashwauk in October to give the community an opportunity to speak with myself in person address any concerns, or talk about areas that they're passionate about. I care what the people of Nashwauk have to say, and I will listen. Thank you for this opportunity.
Hello, my name's Jonathan Bolin. My wife Sarah and I, and our son Max and Alyssa, we've been in the La Prairie area for approximately 13 and a half years. I'm running for mayor of La Prairie. I honestly, in having the discussion with our current mayor, he convinced me that I should put my name in the hat, and I did just that. Sadly, I'm apparently running unopposed. So for that I apologize, but I think that what I'm going to bring to that particular office is, I guess, a sense of community and working with the people that I would be representing. I know that a lot of candidates say that, but I've come up with some ideas, and I know some people that are running for the council as well. And we've discussed a couple of things in order to reach out to the community. So what we'd like to do is reach out both to the residents of La Prairie, find out if they have any ideas, concerns. It would be nice to hear some compliments as well, what they do like about La Prairie. But we also want to reach out to the business owners that are based in La Prairie. And I think that in doing so, that's going to give us an opportunity to get some very solid feedback on some of the things we may be able to change or augment of currently what's going on in La Prairie. Personally, with my background has been in business for almost 30 years, generally in purchasing and sales in particular. I am a sales coordinator over at Latvilla Lumber right here in La Prairie, and work with some great folks that are very community oriented. A shout out to Dave and Sue who own the place. They're pretty liberal as far as the vacation, so I let them know that I'd like to donate some of my time for Habitat for Humanity. I've done that in the past. And then also some other ventures that I'd like to help our community with as well. But I think the most important thing about any type of candidate, whether it's council or mayor, is certainly having at least a thumb on the pulse of the people that they represent. As far as my political views, I guess I consider myself a conservative tree hugger. I'm sure not many people have heard that before. But also I like to be fiscally responsible, but at the same time certainly socially liberal to a degree. But in a way, I guess I don't really see how maybe my political views really matter, because it's supposed to be government by the people and for the people. So irregardless of what I may believe or not believe in, it's what the people are looking for that I would be representing that would be the utmost importance. So with that, I enjoy the La Prairie community. My wife and kids enjoy the La Prairie community. We've made some solid relationships in and around the area. I want that to continue, but I also want to make sure that all of the feedback that we get, at least people are aware of the fact that we're reaching out to the community, or will be, and trying to get ideas. No matter who we elect, no matter what party, it doesn't matter. No one person has, the answer to everything. And so I think by doing that reaching out, both from the business standpoint and also the residents, personally I think that that is a step in the right direction, and asking for some advice. Not only asking what their ideas are, but if there's a problem, what do they see would be a good idea in order to solve it. So I think as a community, we can work as a community, irregardless of who is mayor and irregardless of who is on the council, and really come up with some answers as a group, instead of just having a political entity and everybody hoping that they do the right thing. So with that said, I appreciate this opportunity. And the only thing I can say as far as me being a mayor is that you will get my level best in order to represent everybody that's in the La Prairie area. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Rick Blake and I'm running for Grand Rapids City Council. I grew up in Grand Rapids and my wife and I raised our 4 children here. I've had the privilege of serving on the Grand Rapids City Council for 3.5 years, and I'm running again because I value and enjoy working to keep Grand Rapids a great place to live, work, and raise a family. I work with a great group of people who share that goal, including a dedicated city staff, city council, mayor, and a host of volunteers and organizations who keep our city moving forward. Being a city councilor has given me significant opportunities to serve our community. I serve as a council representative on the Grand Rapids Economic Development Authority, or GREDA. GREDA is an important part of keeping the economy in Grand Rapids healthy, strong, and growing. It is rewarding to be a part of the body that administers loans and grants to encourage local economic development. Many local businesses have benefited from the programs that GREDA is involved with. I also serve as the council representative on the Grand Rapids Public Utilities Commission, or PUC. My background as an electrical engineer makes playing a role in the delivery of our electrical energy a rewarding and appropriate one. The PUC is also responsible for delivering clean water to our citizens and for treating our wastewater. In addition, the PUC is collaborating with a talented group of local citizens to explore the feasibility of constructing a community solar garden. I am the Grand Rapids City Council representative on the Coalition of Greater Minnesota Cities. I serve as a member of their board of directors, allowing me to bring the interests of Grand Rapids to the state legislature. I was honored to receive their Excellence in Service Award for elected officials in 2017. As a member of the coalition, I am working to obtain additional state funding for local streets. I testified before the legislature both as a representative of the coalition and as city councilor from Grand Rapids on the need for additional funding for our city streets. The other main issue I focus on as part of the coalition is the need to restore local government aid, or LGA, to at least the level it was in 2002. LGA is a bipartisan approach to equalizing the ability of cities across Greater Minnesota to provide basic services. I have also been part of efforts to maintain adequate state funding of infrastructure required for economic development and state funding for critically needed regional wastewater infrastructure repairs and improvements. Now to the future. Most, if not all, cities in Greater Minnesota face a shortage of workforce housing and a shortage of childcare. Grand Rapids is no exception. The new elementary schools will open up land that can be used for housing. Housing developments will likely occur at the Forest Lake School site and on land near the new elementary school west of the hospital, thus addressing our need for more workforce housing. Available workforce housing and childcare are key to giving Grand Rapids a leg up for the competition for new and expanded industrial and commercial development and recruiting workers and their families. Imagine a young heart specialist, or a teacher, or a welder being recruited to Grand Rapids. We have much to offer. New elementary schools are on the horizon, the Itasca County YMCA, the Rife Center, the hospital, the library, and the many recreational opportunities here in Minnesota's nature. But all that comes to naught if our young heart specialist, or teacher, or welder can't find childcare for their kids. Passage of Project Grand Rapids would address the acute shortage of childcare in our area by providing the space so desperately needed for infant, toddler, early childhood education, as well as addressing the need for essential upgrades to the Civic Center. Keep in mind that Grand Rapids is not getting into the childcare business, but has developed a partnership with the Itasca Area Schools Collaborative, or IASC, to develop and administer an early childhood education program at the Kids Campus portion of Project Grand Rapids. St. Peter is a successful example of a city that faced a childcare shortage, remodeled a city-owned facility to provide space, and formed partnerships to provide childcare. A recent study showed the Itasca County has a childcare gap of 502 children. IASC alone has a waiting list of 139 children between their facilities in Deer River, Grand Rapids, and Greenway. We need to address this. I am hopeful that you will see that I am deeply involved in and committed to the City of Grand Rapids. I enjoy serving as one of your city councilors and wish to continue. I respectfully ask for your support and your vote this coming November. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Michelle Tobin and I'm running for Grand Rapids City Council. I'm a fourth generation resident of Itasca County. My mom is Joan Dzelski of Coleraine, and I have deep roots in the community with family in Grand Rapids, Coleraine, and Cohasset. I started my education at Riverview Elementary and graduated from Brainerd Senior High School. Growing up, we didn't have a lot of money and we moved a lot to follow jobs for my parents. Grand Rapids is the first home I remember though. When I decided it was time to come home and be near family, Grand Rapids was the first place I thought of. I graduated from Concordia College Moorhead and have a degree in history and political science. I currently work for Blue Cross Blue Shield and have been working in the healthcare industry for the last 7 years. I got lucky when I came back. I can telecommute, so my job moved with me. I know I'm not the only young person who's taken advantage of working from home to come back to the place I love. We need to make it easier for young people and families to relocate here like I did, and jobs aren't the only way to attract new residents. One of the biggest issues facing young people and young families is the lack of childcare and housing. As a city councilor, I'd focus on those issues, along with economic development and making our streets and sidewalks safer for everyone. The childcare shortage has kept people my age from coming home and working in our community. We need to find creative solutions to keep our local economy strong, and providing childcare for our workers has to be a priority. I currently serve on the County Parks and Rec Commission and the Grand Rapids Planning Commission, and I'm vice chair of both. My time on the Parks and Rec Commission has taught me about our parks and trails and familiarized me with how local ordinances are created. On the Planning Commission, I've learned planning, zoning, and the day-to-day operations of city government. I regularly attend city council meetings and I'm familiar with many of the issues facing the city. If I'm elected, I'll work on making Grand Rapids an inviting place for everybody. I'll make myself accessible and listen to voters' concerns. The traits I bring to the table are hard work, attention to detail, transparency, and enthusiasm. I'm excited about local government because I see it as a place to impact people's lives every day. I like diving into the details because they do matter. You can count on me to do my homework and to ask questions. More than anything, I love Grand Rapids and how the community has embraced me and made me really feel at home again. There are a lot of good things going on and I want to help it move forward, and I promise to work hard to make that happen. You can contact me at tovenforcouncil@gmail.com, and you can find out more about my campaign on Facebook at facebook.com/tovenforcouncil. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Scott Olson, and I am running for La Prairie City Council. And I've been a resident of La Prairie for 16 years. I've got a wife and two teenage kids, and we just absolutely love La Prairie. It's been a great community for us and a great choice to live there. So a little bit about myself. I work at MDI Hired Hands, which is the greatest job in the world. And I'm also a U.S. Army veteran. So, and why am I running for city council? Well, I've had some people encourage me to run for city council, but also I think after living in La Prairie for 16 years, hearing about some of the different issues and things, I think it's time for myself to get involved. I've been on the Park and Rec board for about 2.5 years. So, and I've had an opportunity to get a little insight into what goes on at the city council level. I've been able to work with a couple people on the city council through that Park and Rec board. So really enjoyed that and the opportunity to get involved and see some improvements in the park area of La Prairie. Some of the areas that I look forward to covering, hopefully bringing some younger families in. I know we've got quite a few places, residences that are on the market, and hopefully we can get some people to come in. Absolutely love the trail system in La Prairie, but I feel like we can maybe even improve on that. Just love the outdoors, park equipment, things like that. The the baseball field, the tennis court, the basketball court. Would like to see some improvements there. Budgeting is going to be huge. Went to the last city council meeting here in August, and smack dab in the middle of the budget. Look forward to getting involved in there. So I've never done a lot with budgeting, so I'm looking forward to learning and jumping right in there. Just some things, infrastructure. I know roads seem like roads are constantly getting either being repaired or repaved. So I think it's going to be nice to see how that whole process goes. I know over in the Glenwood neighborhood, we've got some things such as public utilities that they're trying to bring in. So I know that's going to be a bit of a pressing issue right off the bat. So I just look forward to getting involved. It's a great town, and so I want to thank people that have encouraged me to run for city council, and of course ICTV for having me come in and give me a chance to say a few words.
Hi, my name is Joe Abeda, and as a newly appointed member of La Prairie City Council, I've had the pleasure to listen to and talk to a lot of people in our community about their concerns. And as a father of 3 and a husband and a working member of our community, I'm looking forward to upcoming 4 years, as I've just filed for the next 4-year term for City Council. So I'm looking very forward to representing and listening to our community. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kevin Bodine, and I'm running for the position of the City Councilor in Nashwauk. My family and I have lived in the surrounding community for 12 years, and in Nashwauk for 5 years. I'm a member of the Nashwauk Ambulance Service. I'm a training officer for the fire department. I'm the vice president of the Fire Relief Association. I helped start a charitable gambling organization through the Fire Relief Association, which donates thousands of dollars to many organizations in our community. I am hardworking, dependable, honest, trustworthy, a good listener, approachable, and I've been told I'm a by-the-book kind of a guy. I'm asking for your vote to bring a fresh voice to the City Council and to give our community another choice for representation. I'm a strong proponent of emergency services, including police, fire, and the Emergency Medical Service Department. My goal is to assist these departments and continue with team building through acquiring the equipment, training, and policies they need to do their job. I want to advocate on behalf of the police department and the Nashwauk High School to get a school resource officer who can be full-time. A school resource officer would help safeguard our youth from bullying, drugs within the school, and any other issues they've repetitively been dealing with. I also want to promote growth. I want to work with the Nashwauk leaders to develop a long-term plan for housing and business growth. Let's work together to get things done. I want to dig in and get a firm understanding of the city's budget and then work within these allowed parameters. Let's budget responsibly and respect taxpayer dollars. Again, my name is Kevin Bodine, and I'd be honored if you would vote for me for Nashwauk City Council.
I'm Richard Fox, running for the City Council of Cohasset. I've worked in the public sector for 34 years, and the reason I think I'd be good for the City Council of Cohasset, I know a lot about infrastructure as far as city water and sewer, streets and roads, those things. I think that'll benefit them. I also was a union president for AFSCME for 8 years, and I enjoyed all that time. Running for council for me is the first time going into public office, but I do believe that I will be able to use a good strong head from all my background as a foreman, and I think that will benefit everybody in Cohasset. So thank you very much.
Bye.